I'm going to talk a little bit more about musical instruments and where we can find them. Okay, you can find them in preschools. Um, and what are some of these commonly found musical instruments that we see in preschools? So you have three types of instruments that we usually can find in a preschool. Instruments that we can find in the environment, things like kitchen utensils, pots and pans, um, wooden spatula, metal chopsticks, wooden chopsticks, plastic chopsticks, spoons, plastic bowls, all that. So when you provide it for children, right, they can explore all these materials by hitting it with maybe a chopstick or a plastic spoon, striking it, shaking it, scraping it, and rubbing it against, maybe rubbing two chopsticks together, metallic chopsticks versus plastic chopsticks versus wooden chopsticks. So when you provide different materials, they also will make different sounds. So comparing metallic to wooden, which one will sound more scratchy? I would say it's the metallic ones. Yeah. So apart from kitchen utensils, you can also provide things like stones, pebbles, granite stones. Just be careful to select stones that are not too small, that children cannot hold properly, or children will just pop it in their mouth and swallow it. And also stones that are not sharp or not having any jagged edges. So smoother stones or round ones are better. And also you can use cans filled with beans. Um, so all those like the Campbell soup, the tin can, right? So you wash it out and everything. So when you actually open up the can, the part that's open, the sides actually quite sharp lah. So what you want to do is you take a file to kind of file down the sharp edges so that it's rough. It will not cut the children's fingers or even your finger. Then you can put in things like plastic pellets, buttons, beads, tin can taps, what else? Paper balls, recycled materials. Try to avoid food items, but let's say if your school is okay to use food items, then you can do so. But I think nowadays schools don't advocate for using food items within learning materials lah. But there are always many different type of things you can put inside cans or bottles for children to shake with. Okay, so these are objects that you can find in the environment. And of course, the second type of instruments are unpitched instruments. So unpitched instruments are instruments that only make one or two type of sounds. They are not capable of playing do, re, mi, fa, so for us. Okay, so for example, let's pretend this is a drum. No matter how beautifully, no matter how gently I play the drum, it will only make one sound. It cannot play do, re, mi, fa, so for me, right? Okay, so that's why we call these unpitched percussion instruments. All right, and then the third category of instruments that we usually can find in preschools are pitched percussion instruments. So instruments like the xylophone, like the glockenspiel, resonator bars. Let me just show you a resonator bar. Just give me a minute. Okay, so if you can see, this is a set of resonator bars. It looks like xylophone, but it's not, because these resonator bars can be taken out individually. But if they're all connected as a whole set, then I'll call them xylophones or glockenspiel. So here, the longer it is, the lower the pitch. So pitched instruments are capable of producing do, re, mi, fa, sol for us. They can play a song. We can play a song on it as compared to unpitched percussion instruments. We cannot play any songs on unpitched percussion instrument. All right. So now I am going to start a questionnaire with everyone. Are you able to name these unpitched instruments? So I am going to start a Kahoot quiz with you. So on your handphone, you can now join. Oh wait, how do I play this? Eh? Wait a minute. Okay. I need to log in first. Okay, so on your phone or your laptop, you can join this Kahoot quiz with in this website kahoot.it, or you can use the Kahoot app. Okay, and the pin number for the Kahoot quiz is here. Try to stay on the website or don't let your screen go to sleep. If it goes to sleep, then you might be disconnected. Okay, I have left the pin code and the website over there. Just in case if you're disconnected, you can still go back to the Zoom chat room to get access to it. But since everyone is here, let's go. So there are 12 instrument names over here. Name the first one. What is the name of this first instrument? It's a kielbasa. Kielbasa is the chips lah, the snacks that we eat, the kielbasa chips. So this was a trick answer. Castanet is the one that looks like a clam, and it goes like it goes cap 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 that sound. But okay, I shouldn't be baby talking, but castanet is the one that looks like a clam. And the actual name for this is kielbasa. If you look at the picture, you can see that inside there you have the uneven metallic surface. So that's how the kielbasa sound is being made. So when you actually slide the ball bearings around the uneven metallic surface, it creates a scratchy sound. So next. Nice. Second question, what's the name of this instrument? bell sticks. Descriptive wise, yeah, it's a baby stick with a bell thingy, but the actual name is bell sticks. Lollipops, yeah, they do look like lollipops, but sounds cute also lah to call it lollipops. The actual name is bell sticks. Okay. Next. What is the name of this instrument? Yeah, a castanet. A castanet is the one that I said earlier, the one that looks like a clam. So usually they come in red and blue colors. This is the default castanet color that you usually find in music rooms. Other times you can find that they are also just in plain wood color, entirely in plain wood color. Or if you go to SKP to buy, sometimes the castanet comes decorated with little animal figurines on the top. Yeah, but this is a castanet. Clarinet is the one, the instrument is a pitch instrument that Squidward in SpongeBob SquarePants, he plays the instrument, and that's the clarinet. Clapper is the one that we use in birthday parties. We shake the little hand thingy that it goes clap, 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 clap that way. Usually we also use it in National Day. In the fun pack, you have that clapper inside. Good we didn't say it's cap cap, because that's a Singlish and that's just a sound word that a castanet would make. So be clear, it's a castanet and not a clarinet. Next question. Ooh. What is the name of this instrument? Club bass, sausage chopsticks, rhythm sticks, or two rolling pins? What did you get? Oh, this was a trick question. Okay, if you can see this claves, or what we call it claves, it's smooth. It has no grooves inside, as what you see here. So usually they are thicker than rhythm sticks. They are smooth. So when you hit it, it produces this sound. So this is claves or claves. Rhythm stick wise is longer. And if you observe in my video camera, there are many grooves inside they are cut into the rhythm stick itself. So when you feel it across, it is an uneven surface. So uneven surfaces, when you rub them together, it creates this sound effect. A very scraping kind of sound. Okay, so this is rhythm sticks. This is claves or claves. Next question. Look at the picture, the answer is there. Yeah, it's a conga drum. It's cute to call it a bam bam, but it's not a bam bam. In general, we call it a drum, but usually drums, they come in different sizes, and different size drums have a specific name attached to it. So for this particular elongated drum, usually it's standing, this is put lying down, like supposed to be standing up. So it's actually quite tall. I would say it reaches about just below knee length, or maybe at knee length. So this is a conga drum. Shaking, you're on fire. Next. What is the name of this instrument? Careful, yeah? A lot of trick answers there. We are mixed in these answers. We rule out beehive, definitely not the beehive. The answer is guiro. So it makes a croaking sound like a frog when actually you use this striker to scrape along the uneven wood surfaces, this bumpy wood surface. So it makes the sound of a frog croaking, and it's hollow on the inside. So why do they cut holes on the hollow part of the instrument? Is so that the sound can resonate within and it will be amplified out lah. So that is the reason why they have holes there. And this is a trick answer. It's not a quiro, it's a guiro. Next question. What is the name of this instrument? Is it maracas, macaroni, macaron, or macarena? It's maracas. Macarena is the dance. It's a very old song, but they go like, "Hey Macarena," that one. Then they just do that little that dance thing. So Macarena is a song. It's a dance. The actual instrument name is maracas. So when you have two, it's maracas. When you have just one, it's a maraca without the S. Question 8. What is the name of this instrument? It's a rain stick. It X sticks. Not X sticks. It's rain stick, and its conductor's baton is actually thinner. It's not so. It's not. It's not so. The diameter of it is not so thick lah. Usually conductor's baton, the diameter would be about two surface sticks put together. The diameter is about that width. Okay. So conductor's baton is the one that the conductor in the orchestra uses to wave at the orchestra people. So ring stick wise, the sound you have heard it during the music storytelling tutorial. Next question. What is the name of this instrument? Ringers, brass knuckle, sleigh or jingle bells, or do we call them flower bud bells? We call them sleigh bells or jingle bells, though it sounds a bit Christmassy to have calling it sleigh bells or jingle bells. That's the actual name. Trick answer was flower bud bells. They do look like flower buds, but they are not. They are jingle bells or sleigh bells. No other names to that. Yeah. Brass knuckle is a weapon there. Okay, you use it to punch people. So this is not a weapon. It's a music instrument. Yeah. All right, next question. Third last instrument. What is the name of this instrument? You have seen this before. You have made this before. It's a tambourine. The correct spelling is ending with I-N-E, tambourine. This was trick answer, not tambourine. It's a tambourine. Okay? Tambourines can come without any That means it's just the frame with the metal disc. Some tambourines also come covered on both sides with hardened paper or leather, so you can also tap on that part. This is the open tambourine. Next question. What is the name of this second last instrument? The shape itself is the answer, right? This is a dead giveaway. Don't get it wrong, please. Yeah, well done. It's a triangle. So you can play it with the striker, tapping at the bottom most of the time. But let's say if you want to play it rapidly, very fast, you draw an inverted triangle within the instrument itself to just go ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and that's how you can go fast on that. Jinfang, now you're on fire. Last question. What is the name of this instrument? Is it the peacock wood, hammer blocks and mallet, top sound maker, or two-tone block? It's a two-tone block. Okay, so the Singlish way of calling it is a peacock wood or the TikTok wood. And it looks like hammer, blocks, and mallet, but it's not. The actual name is two-tone blocks. And why two-tone? Because it makes two different tones. One a lower tone and the other one is a higher tone. So I think Singapore had one advertisement that used this one. It goes like tock tick tick tock tock tick tick tock. Then the song goes that advertisement. I don't know which noodles is it, but they use this instrument to make that percussion sound. Okay, so we are done with the game. Third place, we have Shikin. Second, Joey. And first, alright. And runner-up, Denise and Emilia. Please don't worry. I will not be taking these scores into consideration for the module because the aim of this Kahoot was to give you a bit more exposure on the instruments itself, not so much on how well you could answer the questions. Okay, it's just to let you know what these instruments are, what their names are in a more fun way. So maracas is here, claves, so not to confuse it with rhythm sticks, bell sticks, guiro, rain stick, tambourine, triangles, castanet, sleigh bells or jingle bells, two-tone blocks, kabasa, Congo drum. So number 8, this is not clarinet. A lot of students will get that mixed up. So it's a castanet. So very quickly in the comments box in Zoom, which two instruments here are not? Which two instruments here are pitched instruments? In the comments box, let me know. Chaimba is one. What's the second one? Pitch instrument is the one that makes do, re, mi, fa, sol for us. Other than chaimbas, you also have, yeah, great job, Julie. Glockenspiel over here. So this is metallic. It makes a metallic sound. So the glockenspiel is metallic. Xylophone is wooden. Yeah, so we got it. Correct answers are chaimbas and glockenspiels. So now, when you want to introduce instruments to children, there are some things that we need to bear in mind first. How to introduce it to them. So when you introduce musical instruments to children, you want to make sure that you provide a range of pitched and unpitched musical instruments. and you want to give the children opportunities to tap, to hit, to shake and scrape them to produce different type of sounds. But you need to set some boundaries for them to explore these sounds. You don't want them to end up injuring themselves or damaging the instruments or materials you provide for them. So another thing is that you need to give them a lot of time and chance to listen to the sounds that the instrument is making, compare and contrast the different sounds that they hear. So for example, you want them to you provide triangles, you provide rhythm sticks, you provide castanets. Then you want the children to discuss what is the difference between the sound of a triangle and a castanet. Then they cannot be saying, oh, the the triangle goes ding dong dang, and then the castanet goes kyak 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 kyak. That's all baby talk. You don't want them to be using those words. So you want them to be using vocabulary like, oh, this is a very high pitched sound. It's very metallic. Then the castanet is very woody. Sometimes also high pitch if you play it very loud. So you want them to explore and at the same time describe the sounds with the correct vocabulary and encourage children to also represent the sounds through free movement. So for example, hollow and echoey sounds, how can children use their movement to portray echoey and hollow sounds. Yeah. And then we can also invite children to use percussion instruments to accompany a musical story or or even a rhyme, a nursery rhyme that you sing. So let children have opportunity to do that. Okay, next slide. So when you are organizing activities, music activities that make use of instruments, don't just put the instruments in the activity because the principal asked me to do so. Yeah, don't just follow what the principal tell you, but you need to know why you're doing it. So you need to know the purpose of why you are using instruments in organizing music activities with children. So the main purpose is so that they can listen and explore instrumental sounds, and children can imitate and create rhythmic patterns. So ultimately, with percussion instruments, we aim for children to know how to copy rhythm patterns from the teacher or from their friends or from music that they hear. We also want children to then independently create their own rhythmic patterns as well. So while you are organizing instruments, activities with instruments, you also want to take note of the physical arrangement of the children. So when you group the children together, especially if you have 16 children in the music lesson, you don't want to sit all 16 of them together, but it's a smarter way to split them up into 4 groups of 4 children. So 4, group A, B, C, and D. So then now you can assign every group with a different instrument. This is especially a good strategy to use when you don't have like 16 of the same type of instruments. So you still want children to explore the instruments, right? So that's where you can give every group a different instrument to explore first. Then maybe after 5 minutes, then you get them to swap instruments with another group. So that's where this second one comes in to take turns using the instruments if they are not enough. And really, if like your whole center only has 2 egg shakers, that's a very sad thing. But if only has 2 egg shakers, then so in team group A, 2 of them will have the egg shakers, 2 of them don't have egg shakers, right? So those without the egg shakers, you can invite them to use body percussion first. Then maybe after 5 minutes, then those with the egg shakers will pass their egg shakers to the friends who were doing body percussion earlier on. So That's how you can make sure that children take turns and they will still have hands-on experience with the instruments. And while the children are using the instruments, you want to ask open-ended questions such as, is there another way you can play the instrument to make a different sound? Is there another way we can make a sound on the instrument without using our hands? So they have to think, and then they can give you a lot of different suggestions. So if children say, oh teacher, I can use the drum to play it for the first beat and the third beat. So you can, instead of drawing out the notes or drawing out a drum, you can just represent those with a circle. So drum can be represented by a circle, triangle, instrument triangle can be represented by the triangle shape. So if it's a 4-beat pattern, you can have circle, triangle, circle, triangle. That means drum, triangle, drum, triangle. Or if it's star, star can be tambourine. So circle, star, circle, triangle. So it's drum, tambourine, drum, triangle. Okay, I think I will stop at this slide, and then the rest of it, I will continue. I will upload myself recording that, and I'll send it to y'all. Okay, so the last slide for today will be this. How can we manage children's behaviors when we give them instruments? So first thing is, before you even give out, when you want to issue it to them, you ask them to go and take the instruments. What happens if you have egg shakers in the open shelf, but your instruction to the children is, okay children, go and take the egg shaker from the open shelf now, and you have 20 of them in your class. What is going to happen? You're going to have 20 children rushing to the open shelves just to grab the egg shakers. Maybe they are rushing because they want to grab the egg shaker of their favorite color, and it will look exactly like the zombie apocalypse. They're all just rushing to the open shelves for for the grand prize. Yeah. So instead of doing that, you want to allocate. Let's say group A, go and take the egg shakers first. So you wait for group A to take, and then group A comes back. Then you can tell group B, go and take now. Then group B come back. Group C, go and take. Then group D, go and take. So you can control the number of people who are going to the open shelves to collect their own instruments. Then you must always show children the proper way of using an instrument so that they will not destroy your instrument. Set rules and boundaries. So when children are not using the instruments, if they are still holding in their hands, and then you are giving instructions to the children, right? What's going to happen? Their itchy fingers in their hands will start playing the instrument and disturbing you, cutting off your instructions, and it's going to be very disruptive. So what you want to do is you need to tell the children, okay, instruments down on the floor in front of you, cross your legs and fold your arms or hands on your lap. So that is a deterrent for bad behaviors to happen. So if you get children to cross their arms, this is the first barrier already. They know that, okay, I need to cross my arms, I cannot go and touch the instruments. So that's a very good strategy to use to get children to stop playing instruments when you want them to stop, so that you can give your instructions. Then use hand signals to signal children to continue with another activity, to continue playing their instruments. For example, if you want them to hold out the instruments, you can do this gesture to pick up the instruments. Then if you want to keep quiet, you can just clench your fist this way to keep quiet with the instruments. So explain to children, if they don't behave with their instrument, you will keep it for them. So you can tell children, okay, if I see that you're not ready with your instrument, right, I'm going to keep it for you first until I see that you're ready, then I will give it back to you. Yeah, you need to tell them that, because they need to know bad behavior will result in certain consequences. Lastly, teach children how to return the instruments to the correct place. Because if you don't tell them, okay, the egg shakers go here, the rhythm sticks go there, end of the day, right, you see all your instruments put everywhere, because the children were not taught about how to keep the instruments in the correct places. So as promised, this is the last slide. I'm just going to show you the password for mail attendance. It's over here. The password is assignment crunch. So please take note of this password, and I will see y'all again next week. Okay? So just look out for the YouTube link that I'm going to send to you for the remainder of the slides. Yeah. All right. So that will conclude today's session. I'm going to stay on for the next few minutes. If you have questions, you're welcome to step back and ask. If not, you can end the video call now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
See you all next
you.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.